Hey everybody, I'm Mark and you're watching the Garage Guy 879 channel. Now, I haven't got a lot of comparison videos here on my channel, but when I do comparison videos, I always check the YouTube search engine to make sure these comparisons haven't been done before, or if they haven't been done a blue million times, because if they have, I'm not going to fool with it. Usually what needs to be said has already been said, but in the case of these two little pistols right here, I have found nothing that shows these two have actually been compared in a video here on YT. So what do you say we go ahead and do this? This right here, my friends, is the Ruger LCP2, and it is chambered in 22LR. I just got this maybe a little over a month ago, and it works fine so far, you know, knock on wood. And hopefully I won't have any major problems with it. This right here is the Phoenix Arms HP22A, also chambered in 22LR. I want to thank my buddy Joe for letting me borrow it. We've seen him before here on my channel several times. I don't know how long he's had this, but he has told me he really hasn't had any problems with it, except maybe the occasional dead rounds. So, thanks a lot, Joe. What do you say we go ahead and get this show on the road right here? Alright, both pistols here have a 10+1 capacity, 10 round magazines each one. The mags are metal. The weight on the Phoenix, 20 ounces. And I want to tell you, for those of you that's watched my channel for a while now, I had one of these over 10 years ago. About when I first started my channel, I did a video on it, and it is heavier than the Ruger SR22. You wouldn't think that, but it is. This is a decent little chunk right here. It's solid. Some people might call it pot metal. I just like to take the high road and say metal alloy. Maybe it's aluminum, I don't know. But whatever it is, metal alloy, 20 ounces. The weight on the LCP2, 11.4 ounces. This little booger is light, okay? Now, the barrel lengths on these. The Ruger, 2 3/4 inch barrel. The Phoenix, 3-inch barrel. The sights on here, you got the front blade sight, a small one here on the Phoenix, and the back sight is adjustable for windage. Well, I don't know what it's adjustable for. There's a little bolt here. You're not really going to move it side to side. Yes, you are. There's a little slot right here. And right there, camera probably can't pick it up, so small, but yeah, adjustable for windage. The sights here on the Ruger, the back sight is integral to the slide, and you got a very small bladed front sight on the front. I am going to have to put a touch of white out on the front of it for easier target acquisition. Both of these are hammer fired. Of course, the Ruger has the internal hammer, and the Phoenix has the external hammer right here. Alright, the finish on the Phoenix Arms, you can get a choice. You can get it with the what the website calls a satin nickel finish. I call it a matted stainless. But this right here has just a matte black finish on it. And it's really not worn in any certain places. To me, it looks like the finish is maybe just faded a little bit. I don't know how long Joe's had this, but it seems like the finish has held up well. He hasn't really carried this. This has just pretty much been a plinker. The finish on the LCP is a black oxide, and it looks really nice. This is a nice looking little pistol. Actually, I think they both are. Alright, the recommended ammo for the Ruger is high velocity ammo, and the recommended ammo for the Phoenix is standard velocity ammo. Alright, now you do have a little bit of a, not a heavy pull on the slide, but you do have to pull on it a little bit, you know, give it a little bit of effort. But the Ruger here, this is what is known as a light rack. See, 2 fingers, look at that, no problem. Yeah, and that's good for people that might have a, you know, arthritic condition, or maybe had a hand injury in the past or something like that. As far as I know, the 380 Max is the same way. Let's go ahead and look here at magazine release on the Ruger. Right here, we go ahead and it's excellent ejection. On the Phoenix arms, the mag release is right here, that round button. It doesn't pop out, but it works well. The safeties on here both have manual safety levers. The Ruger is backward and forward. Forward for fire, back for safe. And here on the Phoenix, you have a slide mounted safety. Right there. Down for fire. Or excuse me, down for safe and up for fire. And another little feature here on the Phoenix, you do have the little beaver tail right there. And it just feels good in the hand. Now, the Ruger right here, it's not got a beaver tail, but it is undercut somewhat. And this one did come with a Hogue rubber grip on it. And when I tried to get it off before the video, it was going to be such a pain in the neck to do so, I decided to leave it on. So when we do the grip width comparison right here, the grip itself on the Phoenix is going to be wider. But that's only if the Ruger does not have the Hogue grip on it. So the Hogue grip's on there, it's a tad wider than the Phoenix weight is. Like I said, without the Hogue grip, the Phoenix got the wider grip. Alright, let's turn around. Let me get behind the camera here. We'll do a slide width comparison. If I don't knock my camera out of frame. Alright. The Ruger does appear to be just maybe a hair thicker at the top, and I believe that is 0.81 inches, the slide width on the Ruger. The Phoenix appears to be maybe a tad thinner at the top, but as you go on down, they kind of appear to be the same size. Okay. Now, the Phoenix here has been known as a ring of fire pistol. You know, cheap pistol that's been used in the commission of some crimes, that kind of thing. And not this one here, but you know, that came out some years back. Ring of fire gun right here. The Ruger cost quite a bit more, but it hasn't been out long enough to be designated part of any real group like it or anything. You know, criminals are going to use whatever they can get their hands on. Don't matter if it's cheap or not. You know, if they can go out and steal a Glock and then rob a bank with it, they're going to do it. And then again, on the other hand, if they can go out and steal a High Point and rob a bank with it, then they're going to do it. Sometimes they just don't care. But this right here, the price range in my area today, I've seen this at local gun shops go anywhere from $140 all the way up to $175, and that's with a 3-inch barrel. You can also get this with the 5-inch sliding barrel, and you can also get this in what they call a range kit or deluxe range kit, which comes also with both barrels and slides and an extra magazine and some cleaning accessories. The Ruger LCP22 comes with the cardboard box. You do have a a choice of different slide color options, and maybe even some frame color options. Like I said, I got the one with the Hope grip option on it, and it just feels good in the hand. It really does. Get that with, there we go, like that. Only got the pinky hanging off, but it's 22 LR. Now this right here, it does not have the magazine extension on it. 2 fingers, almost 3. I would say overall the Phoenix is a little bit bigger pistol. And if you put them together side by side, try and do a silhouette shot of them. Don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this. But yeah, they're almost identical size. You know, with the Phoenix overall being a little bit bigger and quite a bit heavier. Now, you know, when I did the initial video on this right here, I said, you know, the verdict's been 50-50, 50% positive, 50% negative. But it's kind of picky with ammo when you first start out. Now, when I first bought mine 10 years ago, Phoenix, it wasn't really picky. It ran some bulk ammo really well, mostly Remington Thunderbolt. Really didn't have any problems with it. You know, I miss having that thing. Like I said, the fella I sold it to still has it. He won't sell it back. So I may go ahead and get another one. Just something different to play with. You know, I've always believed variety is the spice of life. But enough of me babbling on here, and these things are way out of frame here. The takedown on this is very, very simple. We've seen the videos before on this here on YouTube. Takedown's simple, easy enough. The takedown on this is a whole different ball game right here. If you're not careful, the spring in here, if you don't have your hand positioned correctly over the top, it will grow wings and take flight. Alright, you know, we got the most important parts over with, size comparison, weights, and all that and everything. We all know the history about both these pistols right here, but we're about to do what matters most. Let's fire a few rounds through these and see how they do. Alright, my friends, let's go ahead and see how they shoot. Just a little comparison shooting. The Ruger and the Phoenix. Got bulk rounds here. I'll be using in both pistols. Not going to lie to you, I just took the first shots with this about 45 minutes ago. Ran fine. Alright. Back here a little bit. No problem. Now, the Phoenix arms. HP22A, 10 rounds bulk ammo, standard velocity. Alright. Ooh, been a while since I fired one of these. Alright, we got a dud. Can't tell if that hit or not. If it's, we'll try it again. Alright. Well, tell you what, we'll go back up to the house and we'll talk about these two. Alright everybody, back here at the house in Jay Lee's room. Both firearms worked. Both firearms seemed to be equally accurate. The Phoenix arms right here, that second shot, yeah, that was a dud round. After I cut the camera off, I reinserted that dud round back into the chamber, tried to fire it again, wouldn't go off, so that was a dud. No fault of the firearm itself. This thing worked really good, okay? Very accurate from 10 yards. Look at this right here. Yeah. External hammer worked well. And the trigger pull on this right here. To me, this damn near has a hair trigger on it. I don't know if Joe's done any work on it or not. He likes to tinker around with his firearms. But this right here, once the hammer's cocked back and you pull that trigger, all you had to do was barely touch it. And that really caught me by surprise, because that Phoenix I had almost 10 years ago, the trigger wasn't near as light on it, okay? I don't know how many rounds he has through this, but still yet, kudos, Joe. This is a pretty good little pistol for what it is. And the magazine right here, it says, "Right factory for free written instructions on the use of this pistol." I mean, you know, the sides of this magazine, it is an actual billboard, okay? Probably because there wasn't no room on this right here on the slide. Put all that info. Model HP22, caliber .22 LR, Phoenix Arms, Ontario, California. It works. This right here, like I said before I shot it in this comparison video, about 45 minutes earlier, I had just taken the first shots of this. And it did work well with bulk rounds. Alright, standard velocity ammo. Trigger pull on here. Not a heavy pull, but pretty much a hard pull. But once you get those first or second rounds out of there, trigger pull becomes a lot easier. This just needs to be broke in, that's my opinion. And maybe later this year, during the summer, July or August, I'd like to do another shooting comparison video with this. You know, between these two here, the Phoenix and the Ruger. I do want to thank Joe for letting me borrow this, and if I don't get one of my own, I'll be asking Joe to borrow this again. As a matter of fact, if I do get another one of my own, I'm not going to use it in the update. I'm going to use this right here, and you know, to keep things consistent. This right here, yeah, I plan on putting as many rounds through it as I can. Couple of weeks ago, I did first shots video on this called it Aggravation. I'm going to leave the magazines loaded. Maybe that'll ease some things up. I don't know. But the trigger pull on this, hard as hell, man. Not heavy, but hard. Alright, we all know the difference. But I thought I'd bring this comparison to everybody. And I really enjoyed doing this. You know, I really appreciate these small pistols. You can't never tell when something like this might come in handy. But on the other hand, you can't never tell when something like this may be used against you. So please, do not underestimate something like this. The Phoenix or the Ruger, just because it's 22, just because this might be a budget gun, just because this might be a small pocket pistol, hey, don't take it for granted. Alright? Well, I hope you found this video informative. Please feel free to hit the like button and, you know, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm sure you'll find some videos here on my channel you'll find informative. And if you agree with what I've showed here, let me know in the comments section. If there is something you disagree with, I ask you even more to leave a comment. Let me know and tell me why. Alright? I'm Mark, GarageGate79. I'm getting off here. Once again, thank you, Joe Price, for letting me borrow this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch y'all later.